I'm really excited to dive into a reflective practice today and to introduce you to this reflective practice. We've done a lot of meditation, we've done the body tuning exercises, and all this kind of been presented first to help set you up for this moment where we're going to dive into starting to answer or at least discover or inquire some of those questions that we asked at the top of our time together, which was, who am I? What is my loving truth? And more often than not, am I living in alignment with that truth? So, for us to understand what our truth is and who we are, and whether or not we're living in alignment with that truth, we can take inventory, and we have to take inventory on what that is, even if we're not sure. We work from that place of our experience, of what we know and what we understand, and we start to just kind of engage with the world in a very thoughtful and a very conscious way. Really, this exercise is all about awareness. And the truth is, the more you become aware of yourself and your feelings and your thoughts and your emotions and how things impact and affect you energetically, and how you can affect and impact things energetically, and you start to become aware of that in your relationship to the world around you, how you can impact and affect energy and activity in the world, and how that activity and energy affects and impacts you. Those things are interrelated. As Thich Nhat Hanh says, we are interdependent. So everything is energy, and there's this constant energy exchange happening. And we're gonna get deeper into that after this inventory phase. But now this is all just about awareness. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to use some of those tools that we've been working with already, the meditation and the body tuning, and you're going to start to take inventory on how the world actually feels to you. Hopefully, we're starting to uncover a little bit about your loving truth. That the intention of that soul force field meditation, and that connecting to loving awareness is meant to connect us to that vibration of love, of peace, of calm, and then from there start to gain a deeper understanding of who we are when we are in that space. And if who we are in that space is different than how we show up in the world, then there's just some calibrating to do, right? So I would highly encourage working with the book. If you have it in this section, the prompts are plenty to work with in this section. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take an inventory on your truth, and kind of in your truth and in your reality and in actuality, how you are and how you exist in this world, and match it up with all the things that are going on around you. So you're going to take a look at your relationship to everything. You're going to take a look at your relationship to the people that you spend your time with. You're going to take a look at the food that you put in your body. You're going to take a look at the exercise that you may or may not bless your body with. You're going to take a look at the environments, the sounds that you interact with and engage with. You're going to take a look at the media you consume, the social media that you consume. And what we're looking to calibrate here is we've connected to that space of loving awareness. We've connected to ourselves in meditation. So we have an understanding at some level of when we're clear and we're at peace, this is what this feels like. Now we're going to see what in our life cultivates that, what in our life is in contradiction to that or in conflict with that. And the purpose of this is awareness. At the end of the day, I am not here to tell you who you are or what to do or how to live your life or who you should be in the world. That's going to be up to you to decide. But for me, what has been so transformative about this journey is getting into that silent, still, and sacred space and seeing the guidance that comes in, or the stuff that wants to be expressed, the creativity and the inspiration that is allowed to emerge. My true thoughts, my true feelings, my true impressions are allowed to live and breathe in that space. And the more time I spent in that space, the harder it became to not allow that to live out in the world. Does that make sense? There was a time for me, I'll share a quick little personal story. There was a time for me, I was just about to get married, and I'm no longer married. I'm no longer in that relationship. But I was just about to get married, and I was really late at night, and there was just a lot of tension. There was a lot of stress. I felt very conflicted. I felt very confused. I felt very overwhelmed. And I turned to what I turned to, which was my writing or my channeling. And I remember it was really late at night, and I remember writing this long thing, and I read it back. And I just read it, and I was like, where's this guy? Where's this guy? This guy that shows up on the page, he does not exist in the world. This person is clear. They know themselves. They know what they want. They know what they want to experience and explore in the world. They know what they want to express. But that person does not exist in the outside in the world. And that was a big moment for me. And there was a moment there where I set an intention that night. I said in my moment of reflection, I told God, I told myself, I said, I want the person that shows up on the page here to be the guy that lives in the world. I want those words and those expressions and those experiences to be out there. And I don't want to be ashamed of it. I don't want to be afraid of it. I don't want to hide it. I don't want to bottle it up. And that was a big, powerful moment for me. That was a big shift for me in my consciousness. I set that intention. I said, I want my truth to not just be on a paper anymore. I want it to be my lived experience. So in a lot of ways, this section has really inspired by what that process was like for me. So again, we're going to just evaluate. We're going to sit. We've been with our meditation. We've been working with our own energy for the last, it could be days, could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. And now we're at that stage where we're going to say, okay, who I am in that space, that peaceful, loving space, is that who's showing up in the world? And are the people, places, and the things I'm engaging with, are they supportive of this part of myself? Are they supportive of that truth? Are they accepting of that truth? Are they understanding? Are they challenging it? Are they helping it grow? Or are they actually holding it back? Those are some of the tough questions that we will be confronted with on this path. But for me, this has been the most rewarding and satisfying process because this to me is where that process of liberation really began. It was, okay, here's my truth, and now am I living it? Here's how these things make me feel. Do I talk about it? Do I let them be known? Do I communicate about what's going on? Do I express myself, my point of view? Do I stand up for this perspective or for what I think is right, or et cetera, et cetera? That was the process of really engaging in a very practical way of realizing and embodying those aspects of myself that I was touching and discovering in my meditations. Does that make sense? So engage with the Soul Force inventory material. I have a strong hunch that it is probably going to transform and change your life. And perhaps in ways that maybe you can't even imagine, because it certainly has done that for me. Read the book. If you haven't read the book, I would highly recommend engaging with this material in the book form, and definitely do these prompts, engage with the prompts here, and please do not be shy about sharing your reflections. To me, again, this is where like the meat and potatoes of the journey is. This is the crux of the work we're up to. Once we start to get an inkling or an understanding of what loving truth is, or who we are in that loving space, which we hopefully are cultivating with our meditation, now we get to really engage with, am I continuing to nourish that part of myself? Am I continuing to feed that part of myself? And am I expressing that part of myself in the world? The Soul Force inventory program here will help answer some of those questions, and will help you bring some of those answers into your awareness. All right, so I'm wishing you the best of luck with this sort of new beginning in the middle of our journey here, because I think this is where we really get an opportunity to embody and to live and to breathe life into our truth. And if we're not quite there yet, we're at least becoming aware. That's the most important thing. Awareness, making things that we're unconscious conscious. That's a huge step on the journey. and I'm excited that you're here at this time. So let me know how things are going. Please don't be afraid to reach out. Support is key and important in this time. So I'm here for you, and so is the community. And I really look forward to seeing how this journey unfolds for you here in the near future. We'll see you soon.